Good day, everyone. This is both an invitation to our People's Forum for Cooling the Planet, and also I'm going to go a bit deep into um, collective human intelligence and kind of the different approaches that we're taking to that. Now, you see, our People's Forum for Cooling the Planet is based on collective human intelligence. It's based on us coming together in conversation and eventually a network of conversations. There already is a network of conversations out there, but it's quite fragmented. And so we need to develop this network across multiple dimensions, as I'll screen share in a moment here. One of those dimensions is topics. And so here within a spectrum of topics, as we'll see, we're narrowing in on what we consider to be the most urgent topic facing humanity and, in fact, all of life on Earth, which is the overheating of the planet. And so a People's Forum for Cooling the Planet is laser focused on that one topic, or really range of topics, because it's kind of like a fractal, right? If you say, well, overheating the planet, that's a topic. Sure, it's a topic, but if you zoom in, there's a whole bunch of subtopics and subtopics, as we discuss in the Google Documents, links to which are in the email I send out. And if you want to be on the email list, just send me an email to jaminshively@gmail.com and ask to be added to the email list. So again, in those Google Docs, we go quite deep, and they're really quite well written, I think. So that's all a spectrum of topics, a subspectrum within the broader topic of cooling the planet. And then another dimension is communities, as we'll see. So we've formed a community, and we'd love for you to join our community. We meet every Tuesday starting at 11 a.m. Pacific time for our People's Forum for Cooling the Planet. So that defines both the topic space, and it's created a community. So let me go ahead and screen share and get a bit more visual on what I'm talking about here. Okay, so topic. So imagine this vertical line here on the left, where it says topic spans all topics, and imagine that this segment, this portion right here, are all the topics pertaining to cooling the planet. Okay. And communities, well, we have formed a community, People's Forum for Cooling the Planet, and that's this community right here. And the community is largely defined by the topic and the focus and the intention we're putting to that topic. And as we talk about in the Google Docs, we envision multiple communities coming together. So we have our community, there will be parallel communities that come together focused on cooling the planet. So there should really be multiple forums, multiple people's forums for cooling the planet. And different communities, you might have a government community over here. Well, we already have that with the IPCC, the United Nations, et cetera. There are academic communities which overlap with that. The shaded area might be the overlap between, let's just say academia being this portion right here, and government being, I might as well do it in a different color, this portion right here. So anyway, we can get creative and represent these different communities on different parts of the spectrum. And just for completeness, we're working on a significant community support for veterans, starting with American veterans, and then going from there to all veterans worldwide, forming kind of this growing community that will soon be hyper connected. in conversations spanning all topics. And so where that veteran community intersects with cooling the planet is this shaded area right here. And we have great expectations, shall we say, for that, for the veteran community addressing that topic. And in fact, all topic spaces, there's just tremendous latent potential in that particular community, as there is in all communities. And then, so let me redraw the graph here below and talk about, just kind of fast forward to where I see all this going. So you have communities here on this horizontal dimension, and then topics here. Ultimately, the Holy Grail is to span literally all topics and all communities, getting involved in all topics. So we kind of blur the lines between specific communities and topics, though a specific conversation might be started by one community. Let's just say this community here, whatever that community is, community X. They may start a conversation on topic Y, and then ideally that conversation will be open for other communities to join, and into that same conversation. And so we kind of blur the lines. Instead of saying, hey, this community has to stay in its lane and this community has to stay in its lane. No, we want massive interactions between communities. And likewise with topics, every topic is interconnected with other topics. And so we could imagine if there's another conversation happening over here, these two might mash up and form, yet another conversation, or merge the conversations, or simply have cross-pollination between the two conversations across multiple communities. So how do we go about achieving this, I'll just call it this holy grail of getting all communities involved in conversations, which are hyper-connected to each other and which invite people from any community to join? Now, it may sound utopian, it may sound crazy, it may sound whatever, but just consider for a moment, how else are we going to orchestrate radical change for our planet in terms of cooling the planet, saving the biosphere, transforming our diet to plant-based, which animal agriculture is the biggest destroyer of the biosphere, and myriad other transformations. How else are we going to do it other than humanity coming together and talking with each other in a network of conversations, right? Just consider that for a moment. Well, the default is we let, I'll just say, the powers that be, government, the private sector, central banks, the most powerful and richest industries of the planet, the media, which is unfortunately part of the private sector, and through the various levers of the private sector, including banking and insurance and high tech and media itself, and the military-industrial complex, these various different industries, sectors, corporations, and private interests have tremendous influence over government. A ridiculous amount of influence, to the point that it all essentially is one Borg of powers that be guiding our planet where? Over the edge of the cliff. Who amongst them, which governments of the world, which powerful corporations are speaking out publicly and saying, hey, we need to cool the planet and let's have a conversation on how to do that? So what I'm proposing is that a vast hyper-connected network of conversations spanning all topics and all communities becomes a collective human intelligence that evolves to a collective human superintelligence, or CHSI, which we pronounce Chizzy just for fun. Um, but imagine this Chizzy evolving from all these different currently disparate conversations coming together into one whole, into a hyper-connected network of conversations. Just contemplate that for a second, please. Anyway, we'll talk about that today at the PFCP, among other topics pertaining directly to cooling the planet and how we can develop our collective human intelligence to get us there. For example, Aaron has been pioneering the concept of the Paper Club and Wiki and Usenet and various technologies and systems that we can bring to bear. So join us for an exciting conversation today, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific, and every Tuesday, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you there.